guys, what is up? Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you can hear me okay. The heater, so yeah, there we go. It's on. Okay, soon. So welcome to the day. You know, I just felt like the energy has been really heavy lately. I had a hard time falling asleep last night, staying asleep. My dreams were super intense. This morning was very backwards. And Neptune is in Pisces, so that really kind of, in my opinion, makes that spiritual veil very thin. So if we are someone who uses our intuitive muscles a lot by meditation, grounding, any type of well-being really helps keep us connected to that, like really deep knowing. So let's look. Okay, duality. So things are coming to the surface that I feel like they obviously are presenting that dualistic nature in life. It's where, you know, we see the light and the dark, the good and the bad, you know. I feel like you are seeing someone's shadow self, especially if you've had them like on a pedestal or, you know, there's some deceit, you know. I keep getting drawn to that snake. It's feminine energy, it's intuition, it's knowing, but it's also like when someone is trying to hide, the slithery snake, right? This is collective energy, obviously. Everyone's situation is going to be different, but generally the energy feels, resonates the same. That's how you know this message is for you. I also do personal readings too, if you want me to look at your specific situation. I love supporting and helping in whatever way. Okay, so, you know, I mean, I feel like there is a reason, there is a purpose to what you're going through. To me, it doesn't feel comfortable. It's like very annoying, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Because maybe, you know, you've worked really hard for where you're at to date. Maybe you feel like things should be going differently for you, and instead you're kind of just seeing more of this negative, like low vibey aspect of people. You know, maybe places that they take advantage. And not specifically like, you know, people are out to get you. That's like not what I'm saying. Because I don't, you know, I mean, the more I understand and explore life, yeah, there are people who are just like shitty. You know, let's not get it twisted. But for the most part, like people are just kind of like functioning out of their wounding, right? And it's hard, like life's hard. It's hard, the reality, you know, we can all have this fantasy about who and what we want to be and how we want to show up. But the real test, as we all know, comes into play when we're actually in those situations. And this is what that's saying right now. That's why I'm saying all that, because you're in the middle of it, right? But I love this number 11. It's like a master number. So that really is connecting with your self-empowerment. And sometimes we do have to dig deep for that. We really have to check ourselves because there is duality again with that Two of Wands. And I love that as our first card because it's about, you know, trying to find balance and harmony between two opposing forces, right? Sorry, I keep putting my hands up like this because of how he is in the... But I love that there's garlic bulbs around because, you know, garlic is actually really purifying and cleansing. It's incredibly medicinal for the body. You know, garlic really helps like purge out the toxins. And that's what this duality is creating with this message to pass on. So again, even though where you might be at in this present situation with this person, place, or thing, it might not be comfortable, it might not be fun, but it's actually like, honestly, it's pushing you towards that abundance, right? And this number 1, it's a new beginning. It's fresh, complete start. Now, whether it's within what you're dealing with right now, or it's closing off this chapter so that you can open up to something new is a little to be determined. And that can also be indicative of the situation at hand, right? Some people are going to be mature enough to handle this. Well, I don't know about that with the page of wands. I was going to say some people are going to be mature enough, but it doesn't look that way at all with the page of wands. You know, page of wands, it's a fun vibe. It's very lighthearted, but it's like not serious, not committal, very selfish energy. It's all about their own wants and needs, their own desire to kind of explore or create conflict, dude. Like, this is a fighter. The person that you're dealing with, person or situation, it's conflict. That's all wands energy. The first 3 cards I pulled, right? That's all wands energy. It's tension, it's conflict. And I feel like you're just sitting there, again, that aspect of duality, like, what the F is going on? Like, what is this? And I am not sure if they know that, because I think that they're constantly used to that style of living, right? It's like when people, you know, I get it too. I have some fire energy in my chart, you know. I've worked very, very intentionally to manage it, you know, because I do like to run my mouth. Go figure. But we know that, like, when we do that and we do that in a way to hurt someone else, like, that doesn't ever feel good. Even if we feel so justified in the moment, the aftermath is always like, you know. And the thing about life is everyone's going to have a different perspective, a different opinion. Ooh, I know. And it matches their own level of conscious awareness, right? So if someone is not as conscious, not as aware, you know, if they're looking through cloudy sunglasses, then things are going to look a little murky, right? But the person who's actually like living out of integrity and honor and has a daily, you know, meditation practice, spiritual practice, etc., that's the person who's going to see it a little bit more clearly. You know what I mean? Or have a more clarified conscious. Sorry, I went off on a little tangent right there. So interesting that I talked about the dream world, right? You could be connecting with this person in your dreams. I mean, it does feel like this person, yeah, really loves you. This is friendship. This is harmony coming together. Water energy. 3 of Cups. But, you know, it's interesting. It's being mindful, too, right? Sometimes the 3 of Cups energy is very indulgent, right? Like, you know, this fish is about to eat them up. So, you know, they're not even paying attention. They're just having a good time. And we really have to be mindful about what our boundaries are, especially considering that concept that I just talked about of consciousness, right? So 8 of Swords energy, you know, this person boxed themselves in. This person, this situation, I feel like they, you know, they made a mess of it, right? Like this person creature. Sorry, this deck's a little intense, but I thought it was appropriate for the energy. Anywho, so, you know, it's like about to fall on those swords, right? It's about to kind of hit this point of just like, oh, you know, shit, I boxed myself in. And now the only way to go is to fall on my sword, which is a little dramatic. But the 8 of Swords energy is, because in the traditional tarot, it talks about how we are blinded by our opportunities and options, and we're surrounded by all these swords, these 8 swords, to cut that blindfold off, and we don't. And then we end up missing out, right? But that's coming from the energy that you're dealing with. So it could be you. You know, but I honestly, with this Justice card, this is talking about you having a more diplomatic stance. Justice is ruled by Libra, so usually that Libran energy is kind of like, you know, weighing the pros and cons, things are getting a little bit messy though. But, you know, I feel like for you, even though it can be shell shock, right? It's again, you're dealing with the dualistic nature of life that is in everything, right? The yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine, the light, the dark, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's all different ways to describe it. It's embedded in all of us. And you are, I feel like you are kind of taking a more level-headed approach as things get blown up around you because of this person's actions, right? Whatever they're trying to do, it's all based. Look at how that moon is like breathing, sorry for the glare, breathing life into that creature. It's all out of that emotion. It goes back to those dreams is what I was saying, right? And it's fueled by this need to be autonomous, right? That Nine of Pentacles usually is such a beautiful energy, but for this, it's like someone who's very greedy and like selfish about their own time, their own space, their own energy, how they look. You know, look at the way that dragon is like holding on to that pentacle. It's like you are not getting that, right? You are not allowed to touch. Well, oh dude. Well, okay. So 10 of Swords energy. So repeating past mistakes. This is something I feel like this person has done before, this situation. It's like a repeat pattern for them. And you getting yourself into this kind of situation is also the same repeat pattern, right? So this is why it feels so limited. This is why it feels so, you know. But I think it's very important that you kind of push through. You know, you are at the last legs of it, which I do like. Okay. I love this deck. You are at the last legs. I think like you've been through this space of like just feeling a lot of restriction, a lot of lack, you know, because in this card as well, that dude, like look at how he's holding on to his pentacles, just like that guy. Is someone not sharing with you? Or, you know, kind of like, especially if this is business related, this can be things not in equal balance. You kind of feeling like you have to hoard and protect your money, not like bringing in enough. And that can be for several reasons, right? Like we went through a time of a lot of, you know, inflation. So everyone's going to be feeling different repercussions of that. But I also feel, I mean, it's, like I said, it's almost over for you. I think that you're, you know, I hear that, like this element of feeling, yeah, there we go. That's our death energy right there. So death and rebirth, right? It's not going to stay in this spot. In terms of this other person, you know, there's more fire energy, that Leo, Queen of Pentacles, yeah. I just think that this person or thing, yeah, like just kind of overestimated themselves. What they were able to give, what they were able to contribute to a situation. Like I said, they got themselves in this bind, but they're not really trying to get themselves out. I feel like instead they're hiding, hermiting a little bit, but still thinking about it, still connecting with it. Family, tradition, the Hierophant really speaks to, you know, having more of that traditionalistic focus, mindset, value, putting your energy back onto family. What like those just founding principles are in life to maintain your well-being. So you know, it's not a selfish energy. It's just not available. They're not addressing it. They're not dealing with it. They're going to wait to see how things, you know, move forward. But then look at how she's scraping that tree, you know, and that like sad. It's like, I also feel like they kind of poke the badger, right? They see like what kind of response they can get out of you, you know? It's like they're testing you is what I'm hearing. And is it 100% conscious? Probably not. But it's happening and they're not aware of it, right? I don't know if I said that. And there's that Hierophant, man. I love that. Sorry, the cards are like, I was getting all pumped up with that blood. That's some shady shit right there, guys. Shoot. You know, I mean, to me, this has like a very ritualistic vibe to it. If you know someone who, you know, I mean, anything can be ritual, right? It's our intention that we set around a person, place, or thing. That is the act of ritual. And that can be a simple prayer. I have some stories around that, yeah. Okay, so 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and Queen of Swords popped out. So it is in some ways giving the benefit of the doubt to this person, but I almost feel like your focus has to be, you know, more on your own stuff. Like if someone's not like meeting you halfway, or if they're not available to kind of like, you know, sorry, all this stuff fell. Hold on a second. Yeah, like if they're not making themselves available to you in the relationship, what can you do? And this is basically saying, despite what's going on, you have to take care of yourself, your stuff, your environment, your business. And honestly, I feel like you taking those steps legit is actually opening up to abundance. So let's see. All right, so nurture. I think that this is a lot about really tuning in. It's not just self-care. Self-care is important, you know, obviously I think so. But like, this is the value of really just kind of indulging in some healing activities, whatever that means for you. That can be journaling, that can be meditation, doing like a gentle yoga, taking a walk, you know, being in nature. Like it's really important to kind of just like nourish your soul, like make some stew. I mean, I know maybe people in the warmer climates, that wouldn't be their vibe right now, but you know, just something that just kind of makes you feel like so good in your heart and in your soul, because you need it, because that's actually also giving you the strength, right, to navigate through this Tower. Justice, that's great to be diplomatic, to give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, but we can only hold that space for so long. That's why we need support, right? Dance it out, baby. You know, turn on some music, have some fun, like loosen your spirit. That also like helps kind of declog our energy, our congested energy. I love it. It's like, to me, this is, even though the energy's been heavy, even though it's been really trying and challenging and pushing us to, you know, kind of new capacities, there's magic within it. And it's allowing us to work with life in a more intelligent way so we can really manifest our dreams. That's what this is all about. If we have to live, you know, we might as well enjoy it. And I'm not saying in a superficial way. I think having abundance and whatever that level is for you is awesome, but we shouldn't sell our soul for it, right? We shouldn't, and that comes to not only wealth, financial wealth, that's like our relationships with lovers, with friends, with family. We shouldn't have to sell our soul in order to maintain those things. It's never gonna make us feel good, right? So I will step down from the soapbox. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this helped, just guide, navigate whatever you're dealing with. Like I said, I do personal readings. Let me know if you're interested. Drop comments below. I would love to connect. Lots of love and blessings always.